P4 to 7. Welcome back to week 2 of your online recorded lessons. This week we are going to be looking at some similar things to last week. We will still start off with our beat that questions to let you practice your speed and your recall of those important number facts. But then we will all be looking at subtraction, written strategies for subtraction. That's always really worth practicing. It's something that people find quite tricky, so we'll get a chance to look at that today, and then your assignment will be based on that as well. Now, just like last time, we will get chances throughout the lesson to stop and go and try an activity, and this afternoon we're going to do something a wee bit different, and when we come together for our 30 minutes, you're going to be logging into SumDog and we will play along live. You'll actually be playing with and against me as well, so we'll see who's really brought their brains and can beat the teacher. First up then, we have our Learn It's. Just like last week, there will be 15 questions and you only have to write the answer. Okay, don't get yourself in a panic if you miss one out. You can either play it again or you can just try to beat your score each week as you go along. Okay, first question coming up. Get your pen and pencils and paper ready. 3, 2, 1. 5 plus 7 equals 4 times 5 equals 8 plus 9 equals 5 times 2 equals 3 plus 8 equals 9 times 10 equals 4 plus 7 equals 8 times 5 equals 5 times 10 equals 4 times 2 equals 6 plus 7 equals 6 times 2 equals 3 times 10 equals 5 plus 9 equals 6 times 5 equals 6 times 5 equals. Okay, time to move on and put some answers in. So the very first question, 5 plus 7 equals 12. 4 times 5 is 20. 8 plus 9 is 17. 5 times 2 equals 10. 3 plus 8 is 11. 9 times 10 is 90. 4 plus 7 is 11. 8 times 5 equals 40. 5 times 10 equals 50. 4 times 2 is 8. 6 plus 7 equals 13. 6 times 2 equals 12. 3 times 10 equals 30. 5 plus 9 equals 14. 6 times 5 equals 30. The next task I'd like you to do is going to help you to build the speed and build your accuracy with your learners. This is a website we use all the time in school. You're going to go to Top Marks and you're going to look for Hit the Button. So you can either get that on the homepage or you can see it right here on the Google search. We're going to do Hit the Button. You're going to go to your times tables, and then in your Learn It's tests, it focuses on the 2, 5 and 10 times tables. So find whichever one of those you think you need the most practice with and work on that for the next 5 minutes. So I'm going to put a timer on so that you can spend 5 minutes working on that. So if we went to hit the answer and we went, well, let's just go 2 times table, you'll be shown a calculation, hit the button that shows the answer. 5 times 2 is 10. 11 times 2 is 22. 10 times 2 is 20, and so on, okay? Play as many times as you can in the time that you have, and then you can move on to the next activity. next thing we're going to look at is subtraction with exchanging. So that's where you have to go and borrow tens, units or hundreds from the column next door to help you solve the taking away. Now there's a little silly rhyme that I use when I do this, and it sounds a bit like this. If there's more on top, don't stop. If there's more on the floor, go next door. So if we were to set out a little example and do it together, let's try 533. We'll take away 476. 533 take away 476. And we, as always, start over at the units. So let's use that little rhyme. If there's more on top, don't stop. Well, is 3 more than 6? No. If there's more on the floor, I have to go next door to borrow some more. So the biggest numbers on the floor, I go next door and I borrow some more. So I've got 3 tens here. I'm going to borrow one of those tens. So I score away the 3. There's not 3 anymore. There's only 2 tens left. And the 10 that I'm borrowing needs to come and live here, making this 13 take away 6. Let's count back. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. So 13 take away 6 is 7. Let's go and look at the next column. So this is my tens column. I've got 2 tens, take away 7 tens. If there's more on top, don't stop. If there's more on the floor, go next door and borrow some more. There is more on the floor here. I've got 7 on the floor, 2 in the top. 7 is the bigger number. I'm going to have to go next door and borrow some more. So here I've got 5 hundreds. I need to borrow 100. So I'm going to score away the 500s. I've only got 400 left now. And the 100 that I'm bringing over is going to live here. 12 take away 7. 12 take away 7. Let's count back. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. 12 take away 7 is 5. And if we look at our final column, because we had to borrow one from here, I've only got 4 on the top. I've got the same amount on the top and the bottom. So 4 take away 4 leaves me with nothing at all. So I could put a 0 in here, but it tells me that there's no hundreds in the number. So the final answer is 57. Let's try another 3-digit example a bit like that. Let's do 213 take away 104. 213 take away 104. Okay, so I'm going to start with my units as always. Is there more on top or more on the floor? Which number's bigger? The number on the floor is bigger, so I have to go next door to borrow some more. So if I hop over to the tens column, I need to borrow 1 10. Unfortunately, there's only 1 there, so if I take that one away, then there's nothing left. The one that I've borrowed, I drop off on the top, and now I've got 13 take away 4. Let's count back. 12, 11, 10, 9. Get 9 here. Okay, these two numbers are equal. 0 take away 0, still 0. And then nice and straightforward over at the side here, 2 take away 1 is 1. My final answer is 109. Okay, I've got one more I'd like to show you, because sometimes we'll come across a situation where we get a number like this. There's 500 on top. And below that, let's have 136. What problem do you think we might run into when we try to solve this one? Think about what might happen when we want to exchange and borrow from the next column. Okay, let's start it the same way we normally would. 0 take away 6. Is there more on top or more on the floor? There's more on the floor, but when I try to go next door to borrow, there's nothing here to borrow from. So I have to go next door again. I bump along until I find a number that I can use. So I'm going to score out the 500s. I'm going to leave them with 400s. And I can't, unfortunately, just bring it straight to where I need it because it's far too big at the moment. I've got 100 that I've borrowed. I'm going to drop it off in the tens. And then guess what? I'm going to score that away and borrow one from here. So they are left with 9 tens. And the spare 10 is going to come and live here where I need it. 10, take away 6, count back, get 4. Let's see this one. More on top or more on the floor? Well, now we've got more on top, so we don't stop. 9, take away 3 is 6. And 4, take away 1 is 3. 364. Okay, now it is your turn to go and try a few examples. I've put 3 different subtraction sums down here. You are going to set them out in that column method, just the way we saw in the examples. And then once you've had a wee go at them yourself, we will talk through the answers. So you go and collect your pencil and your paper and you can get started. time for some answers. Let's start over at the units. So I've got more on top or more on the floor. Well, there's definitely more on the floor. So 6 means I have to go and try and borrow, but there's nothing to borrow from, so I'm going to have to move over again to the hundreds. I'm going to borrow one of these hundreds. I need to drop it off in the tens column first, and then I need to take it away from there. So there's no longer 10, there's actually 9. 9 tens, and then the 10 that I want I can drop off in the right place. So now we've got 13 take away 6. Let's count back. 13 take away 6, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Okay, more on top means don't stop. So I can do my take away sum straight away. 9 take away 4 is 5, and 1 take away 1 is 0. So I can actually leave that out completely. Oh, that's interesting. Look, 203 take away 146, 57. That just happens to be the exact same answer as the very first example we did, but with a different question. Okay, question number 2. Is there more on top or more on the floor? There's more on the floor, so I have to go next door to borrow some more. So I'm going to borrow one of these 10s. There's no longer 6 10s, there's only 5. And the 10 that I want has to drop off here. Okay, 17 take away 8 will be 9. 5 take away 9, is there more on top or more on the floor? There's more on the floor, so go next door to borrow some more. There's no longer 300, there's only 200s left. The one that I want I'm going to drop off here. 15 take away 9 is going to be 6. And 2 minus 2, just like before, 200s take away 200, there's nothing there. There are no hundreds left, so the final answer is 69. And then last but not least, more on top or more on the floor? There's more on the floor, so go next door to borrow some more. There's no longer 3 10s, there's only 2 10s left. And the one that I want is going to get dropped off here. 10 take away 2, now I can do it. 10 take away 2 is 8. 2 take away 4, we've got more on the floor, so go next door to borrow some more. There's no longer 700s, there's only 6 left. The 100 I want is going to come and live right here. 12 10s take away 4 10s, leaves me with 8 10s. And then 600s minus 200s is 4. So my final answer there, 488. Well done if you managed to get those. If not, don't worry, you've got plenty more practice we can do in the assignment so we can become masters of this skill. The last activity in this lesson is going to be on IXL again. Now you all did a tremendous job with this last week, and it was so good to be able to tune in live and watch it all playing, see what your answers were. If you made a mistake, I could even go in and have a little look at that. And hopefully some of you also got the messages I was sending during it too, because I can now send little live updates to you while you play. So this time you are looking in year 3, and it's game J6. So you're subtracting up to 3 digits. Now you definitely have to write these questions down on paper before you pop your answers in the box, all right? Because there's no chance for you to add your little markings. You can't write on the screen, you can't do your exchanging that you've just been practicing. You have to do it on paper, and then when you've got your final answer, pop the numbers into the boxes and press submit, okay? Good luck. I look forward to watching live as you play, and I'll start the 10-minute timer now. Well done everybody. I am going to be looking live at all your scores. I cannot wait to see how you got on with that activity today. The next thing you need to do is go over to the assignments tab and have a little look on the assignment for your group. It should say that your CLIC activity, your CLIC test is there. Remember, you're going to try and do that all by yourself. And another activity to do with subtraction. So you'll be doing a little bit more practice of written subtraction. Once you finish those things, please take a picture and upload them to the assignment by pressing add work and then turn in or submit in the corner. Well done everybody. See you later.